All right. This is the Arrow Podcast. I am Michael Chaos, and we took an L to the Broncos. Let's jump in.
Red and gold. Red and gold. Red and gold.
All right. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. You guys know what it is. Help me help you. This is the Arrow Podcast. I am Michael Chaos, your host, of course. Let's jump right into it, fellers. Now look, that was pathetic. There was a few good things, just a few. Our offense completely bombed that game. I mean, our offense made our defense lose the game because I'm going to tell you straight up, our defense is still looking ridiculous. A defense we've never witnessed in Kansas City, period. Russell Wilson didn't do anything. He had 114 yards. Their running game actually wasn't really efficient at all. Javonte Williams, which had 85 yards, he only averaged 3 yards per carry. And their entire offense averaged 3 yards per play. So on paper, yeah, I don't understand how they had 24 points. Well, I mean, obviously I understand, but our defense did their job, period. They were given short fields on all their touchdowns. That's why they scored, pretty much. Take away those short fields, they don't score a touchdown, period. Period. So their offense did nothing, absolutely nothing. But I will say, their defense destroyed our offense. Our offense looked pathetic. Regardless of the mistakes, I understand there was 5 turnovers. I understand there was 2 picks. One, I don't count. It was in desperation, and it's not like we would have done anything anyways, which was the last interception. The first interception was pathetic, but obviously Mahomes, foggy brain, the flu. Yeah, we didn't get the flu game, which I personally thought we were going to get. So, yeah, you can tell he had the flu. Some decisions were bad, but it wasn't Mahomes' fault. This receiving core is concerning. Going forth, I am concerned with the receivers, period. So, I'm not entirely sure. The trade deadline, I believe, ends today. So, and honestly, guys, Andy Reid, the Chiefs are stubborn. We've seen this numerous of times. Hence why we kept Dan Sorensen for like 4 years. Hence why we kept Dan Sorensen in every game. Hence why we put Dan Sorensen on receivers just not too long ago. So, yeah. Now, I have a theory. We'll get into that. But our offense got rocked. I'm not even honestly sure from the offensive performance if we win the game, if Mahomes doesn't have the flu, to be honest with you. Our offensive line looked pathetic. I mean, after the first half, the line collapsed literally almost every single play. I mean, every play. They underestimated their defensive line. We underestimated the Broncos entirely, and we sure as heck underestimated the offense. So, not the offense, the defense. Obviously, the offense did nothing. Period. 114 yards from Russell Wilson. Yeah, 3 touchdowns is almost laughable how they win that game. Also, our defense had 5 sacks. Carl Loftus had 2.5 sacks. That's the good thing to take out of this, fellas. Our defense did their job. Carl Loftus is coming along. 2.5 sacks, which I believe is a career high. He now has 6 sacks on the season. I will say Chris Jones, wasn't even sure he played. I understand he was getting double teamed, but I mean, he was almost a no factor at all. So it is what it is. L'Jarius Sneed had a terrible game. Yeah, he had a pathetic game. Honestly, he looked pathetic. Sorry. It happens, though. It happens to the best of them. So it is what it is. We'll move on. Guess what? Our defense did their job, period. By far more than their job. Our offense literally, not only did they lose us the game, they continuously put us in position to lose us the game, period. So, offensively, I give no credit to the Broncos. Defensively, they get all the credit, period. We got rocked on offense, period. So, I give a slight credit to the defense of the Broncos. But going forth, I can't necessarily call it a fluke game because our offense got completely destroyed. So, it is what it is. But here's the thing, fellas. 8 years, 16 straight wins. You're bound. It's coming, bro. It was coming. And guess what? In my video 5 months ago, if you guys go look up, I believe my schedule release video, one of them, I called this happening. I knew this was going to happen. I actually knew it was going to be this year. I just had a feeling that, we beat them so many times that you can't beat the same team. I mean, 100,000 times, bro, and then, expect to beat them again. It just happens, bro. It's just kind of like how, we can't win week 1 every single year, man. We won week 1, 8, 9, 10 years. So you can't do it every single year, bro, every season. The Raiders beat us when they were horrible. The Chargers beat us when they were horrible. It happens, fellas. Just move on. It is what it is. It's the Broncos. No one's caring about a loss to the Broncos. We've lost to the Colts, won the Super Bowl. We've lost to the Texans and the Colts in the same season and won the Super Bowl. It is what it. We went to OT with the Texans last year, guys. It's fine. It is what it is. But I will say though that our defense is not it's not shocking me, because if you go look at my videos actually before the season began, I pretty much told everyone that this defense was going to be different. So I am a little ecstatic, a little excited that even our defense, even I know it doesn't look that way, but they showed up in a hard fought game. When our offense looked lost, they were getting beat up. We got punched in the mouth. I mean, our offense, that was, I feel like that was almost worse than the Buccaneers Super Bowl. Like that our offense looked worse. The offensive line and everything. The way it collapsed in the second half was just mind-boggling to a bunch of no-namers. No-namers. But then again, fellas, to my theory, earlier, the beginning of this video, I said I had a theory. This is my theory, okay? Well, it's not necessarily a theory. I think there's facts to it, but mainly a theory. I think it goes a little deeper than what we think, but here it is. Obviously, well, I wouldn't say obviously. Andy Reid holds back, okay? For some reason, if you guys look at our history of losing to bad teams, we lose to bad teams almost every time that we're playing a good team the following week. Now, I kind of figured we got that out of us, but obviously, I don't know. It hasn't changed. Not sure if it ever will change. Andy Reid holds back. Andy Reid holds back playbooks. Andy Reid holds back plays. And Andy Reid, I think specifically, does not want to put certain stuff on film when we're playing a team that's a possible threat. The Broncos are zero threat. Zero. They're a zero threat, period. So what I think we did is we looked past the Broncos. we probably game planned for the Broncos for like 2 or 3 days. And half of that week, we actually game planned for the Dolphins. Because remember, guys, we're flying out there and practicing in Germany. So they're not going to get a full week practice as they would, a normal week. So I do feel like they had no focus for the Broncos. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Travis Kelce was at a Rangers game Friday night and then flies out Saturday to Colorado. Kind of shows you and tells you that, hey, we're playing the Broncos. Kind of like my previous video when I said, hey, why would I? But I stand by it. Why would I do it? I mean, it's going to be the same thing. Next time we play the Broncos, I'm going to be telling you, why am I doing a video about the Broncos? Because it's going to be the same exact thing. They're not a threat. They won't be a threat for a long time. Period. So, when they make the playoffs, then maybe we'll talk about the Broncos in the future. Obviously, we kind of got to talk about them because we got punched in the mouth. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, that's my theory. And I honestly think it's a fact. And if we run over the Dolphins, even beat the Dolphins, that would have proved my theory. That we look past trash teams when we have to play an actual threat to the number 1 seed, an actual possible playoff opponent the following week. We don't put stuff on film. I mean, we have a simple, basic, vanilla game. I mean, to me, it goes deeper. I mean, I believe that our game plan is just as vanilla and basic as possible due to not wanting to put some stuff on film. So, we'll see. But I will say this. If we lose to the Dolphins, which I don't think, because if you look at the history, once again, of the Chiefs, we lose to bad teams, and then we end up blowing out good teams. But if we lose to the Dolphins, I am officially concerned. Very concerned. And I have another theory that I don't want to voice, but after the Dolphins game, win or lose, I'll let you guys know. But that's all I got for you guys today, man. Ice up. Chiefs Kingdom will be fine. Chiefs haters, I mean, you guys, I'm sure, would love to see this. It is what it is. Guess what? We're still number 1 in the division by a long shot. We're still the number 1 seed in the entire AFC. So that does nothing. Keep it moving. It happens every single year. It's happened both years that we've won the Super Bowl. We always lose to bad teams. It's just who we are. I don't know why, but it happens every season. And also, before I go, there is a few more things I wanted to add. Guys, Sky Moore is officially the Dan Sorensen of the offense, period. I've been done with Sky Moore. I've already said from Sky Moore. I said before the season started, so I understand they pumped him up. Once again, guys, I don't like being that guy talking bad about, I don't want to be that guy, so I won't go too far into how I really feel. But I'm just going to say Sky Moore is the Dan Sorensen of the offense, period. I don't care if he's being used correctly. I don't care if he doesn't belong on the outside. He may be a slot receiver, but no one knows more than Andy Reid. He's a genius for a reason. He is one of the best coaches for a reason. So, obviously, if he's not playing the slot, it's because of something. MVS, I complained and said, MVS needs to get the ball more. He needs to get the ball more. He gets the ball more, and then he fumbles. In a game like this, honestly, man, I'm almost done with this entire receiving core, bro. I really am. Kadarius Toney, he ain't a number 1 receiver. I mean, that's apparent. Rashee Rice. Now, I love Rashee Rice, but the drop, that was probably a touchdown. Sky Moore drops the ball practically in the end zone. Don't care if his arm was slightly pulled down, whatever the case was. The ball hit your not only did it hit your hands, it hit your arms. Yeah, bro. I am very, very concerned about this receiving core. I'm concerned when we're deep in the playoffs against the Bengals or the Bills and we're struggling in a close game and stuff like this continues to happen. We're now in week 8, week 9? Week 8? And we're still seeing drops. Every game. Now, I will say, Rashee Rice hasn't dropped the ball in like 3 or 4 weeks. That is progress. But Rashee Rice can't be the only one we got, dog. Can't be, bro. I'm officially concerned about the receiving core. And I just wanted to point that out. Very, very concerned. We ran the ball. Pacheco got the ball 8 times, averaging 5 yards a carry. 8 times. In a game that Patrick Mahomes... Now, I know I did say Andy Reid's a genius for a reason, and but that doesn't mean he ain't stubborn. We ran the ball 8 times, fellas, when Patrick Mahomes has the flu. No wonder why Patrick Mahomes asked for more money. Period. So, guys, you can't run the ball 8 times when your quarterback is sick. Flu sick. I mean, you guys had the flu. You know what having the flu feels like. And not only that, Mahomes was getting rocked. Yeah. So, these coaches need to wake up, man. I don't know whoever's calling. I'm pretty sure it's. I don't know what kind of role Matt Nagy has, but it is concerning me because if he has any type of role that's regarding play calling, we got a problem. And I'm a Matt Nagy fan, so this is the Arrow Podcast. I am Michael Chaos. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. I'm outro.
Running out of time. 1-5, catch me in the end.